Hello there, it's Sarah from Paper Lovely. Thanks for joining me today. I have got some Valentine's Day cards to share with you, and I am starting off here by giving you a look at what was included in the Stamp Market It's Time card kit. Now, this was their very first card kit. I did not get it. I did not know about it at the time, but when the coordinating stamp set was released, they decided to also re-release the kit. It is a limited run, so if this is something that you think that you might like to have for your collection, I would grab it sooner rather than later. Here I'm giving you a look at the stamp set that made me want to buy this whole collection. This second stamp set is called Best of Times, and it's the one I'm going to be using today because it has the Valentine's Day sentiments. So I'm also pulling in some of the Simple Stories Heart Eyes collection. Here I am just giving you a quick look at how I fussy cut out some of these papers as well as some of the watch straps, and then I'm going to mix and match these together to create my card friends. So I'm going to talk you through putting together one of these cards, and then I will share with you and speed up the process of how I created all of the rest of them. But I am stamping my sentiment here, love you, and to save time, I'm not including every step. I previously stamped the dial using some, let's see, that is Dewdrop pigment ink, and it's called Platinum Planet, and I really liked that for a very subtle, sort of to show the ticks of the watch as it goes around there. So it's not terribly easy to see in the video, but you can see it really well close up. And then on this one, I'm showing you I already have this stamped. I have my card laid out, and I'm going to add the additional sentiments off to the side of my actual watch face. So I'm showing you how I've lined this up. I'm laying out my watch straps. I'm going to place everything down, and then I will do my best to line up this curved stamp. Now you can place this inside your watch band, which I think is actually probably how it's meant to be. But I like the idea of kind of pulling the sentiment off to the side, and it really, I thought, made that love you, because it's so big and bold, stand out. So here you'll see I'm going to pull in the second stamp in a second. I'm not sure what's taking me so long. There we go. And I'm just curving that. I'm doing my best to center that between the little button and sort of the prong for the attachment of the watch to my watch strap. Doing my best to get that as centered as I can, but also matching the curve of my watch face. And I should mention the inks that I've used. So for the most part, I've used my go-to, my Simon Says Stamp Intense Black ink. I've also pulled in Close to My Heart Raspberry for that pretty pink color. I did mention the Dewdrop pigment ink that I used for the sort of dials that go around the watch. And now I've gone ahead of time, but you see I used my Simon Says Stamp Intense Black ink to stamp the big time, so my sentiment will fully read Love You Big Time. I love this set and the puns that they have come up with for the time idea. This is just, I think this is so fun. So I decided I wanted to back my watch straps with some foam sheeting. And I did this because I had tried, when I made the samples, I tried some foam dots, and I either had to use a ton of them, or I felt like it was just going to get crushed in the mail. So I'm adding foam sheets behind the watch straps, especially because they're going to go along the edge of the card. So when you put that in the mail, it does tend to sort of take the most abuse in your envelope. I personally like to hand deliver my cards when I can, and a lot of times I will actually mail mine in a bubble mailer or in a cardboard sleeve, just to keep all that work that I've done safe. But you know, who knows how this is going to be mailed, so I want to make sure that I'm covering every base that I can. So lining those up using my ruler, I have slightly off-centered this. So you'll see my watch is slightly to the left, but I did that so that you could read the big time a little bit better, and I just think it helps balance it all together on the card. This centerpiece here, because it's going to have the large circle in the center, it doesn't need too much foam behind it. So I'm really just putting enough down to tack it onto my card front, trimming off the excess. The dots I'm using are from Spellbinders. I've really fallen in love with these. The backing peels away so nicely. They are a little bit more expensive than the ones that I get on Amazon, but not having to fight with the backing to get it, removed is really, really nice. So I'm just centering this here, making sure that those prongs line up with my watch band. I kind of just tuck those underneath a little bit just to keep it in place. And then I'm going to use the larger foam dots behind my watch face. Peel that back, and I will place that down in the center. And then I'm going to pull in my watch hands, and I will use a little bit of art glitter glue to place those down right in the middle. Just a little dot. I do think this would be really fun if you could get a very, very small brad to make these movable, but it would have to be tiny in order to fit on there. So I'm not sure if that's really a possibility, but it would be really fun to make it interactive like that. All right, and there we have it. Our first card is put together. So as I mentioned earlier, I'm going to take you through the process of creating all, I think 7 or 8 cards total. So you can see how I mix and match and place everything together. I will meet you back at the end of the video to show you how I finish up the inside and give you a better look at all of them completed. Okay, so here I am going ahead and stamping the inside of my cards. I'm working on some Nina paper using my Simon Says Stamp Intense Black ink. Just double checking. I had pulled in a separate set also from the stamp market. This is called Love You Always. And I thought that the capital letters from this set matched the previous set really well. So I decided to go with this one. I'm doing this kind of production line here, just pulled out all 8 sheets of my paper, one at a time, putting those in there, stamping them out. Makes it super easy to get these cards finished. And now I will go ahead and add my inserts, and this will give you a really good look at each of the finished cards. Here are a few close-ups of the finished cards. In the description box below, you'll find my blog post, which has additional photos and links to the supplies I've used. If you enjoyed the video, please leave me a comment or a thumbs up and subscribe for more. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.